Hello, everybody, and welcome to another show.
Good evening, everybody.
How are we all doing?
Happy Thursday. Sorry for that technical difficulty.
Well, we're probably still having technical difficulties because I'm looking at the numbers here and we're not doing so hot. Our internet is not working, so we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's up with it. It might be a little choppy. Apologies in advance.
Yes, yes.
Um, just making sure it's still, going where it's supposed to. That's there. This is there. Hello. Hey, Jenny. Hey, Tyler.
Hey guys, I
Oh,
don't have anything
hello.
on the
Another night. How doing,
yeah,
sir?
nothing showing up on my chat yet, but
Uncle Elon can get us on the Starlink. Yeah.
our internet is usually pretty good.
Yeah.
But
Every once in a while it takes a shit, but
yeah,
you know, I don't know. It is what it is. Usually it's pretty reliable.
yeah, I don't think we're on X.
I didn't see it. I figured I'd keep refreshing and it would pop up.
Yeah, okay, well,
So
whatever.
we'll see what happens.
I'm still not getting chat either over here.
Well, we gotta give it a minute.
Yeah. Sorry, guys, it's a train wreck.
You know.
Oh, internet just leveled out.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
Wait,
good.
give it a minute. It's nope.
Wait, yeah.
There it goes again.
I was about to say give it like 8 seconds.
Yeah, still rolling okay on the other side. Um. Oh no, we are live on X.
Oh, okay. It finally populated.
Yeah, looks like it.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
Oh, that's good. Oh, okay. Well, that's
Wait,
good.
give it a minute.
Yep, there it is.
Okay. Sweet. All right, everything's working, guys. Sorry. If the quality is down, hey, and there goes my chats.
There you go.
I can hear them just froze. I don't know, guys. Um.
Rumble kicked back in.
Yes. So. Anyway, we're here. So much technical difficulties tonight. I apologize. Um, if Rumble's not working for you, it looks like okay, you guys, it's all working now. I say if Rumble is not working, it does look like it's going through on YouTube.
Yeah, it is. It's going through YouTube and on X, but it's all probably going to be choppy because our
Well, no, YouTube Next
upload
numbers
as
are
a
looking
whole.
good now. They leveled out. They're looking great.
Oh, okay. That's good.
So if Rumble starts acting up, guys, which and it's holding steady now. So hopefully, if it does get weird, go to YouTube. Sorry.
We'll see what happens.
So anyway, yeah, we are here for another Thursday night, guys. There's a lot of stuff going on these days.
Yeah.
The title of the video here, or the space, whatever the hell you want to call what we're doing, is wars and rumors of wars. Because, I mean, yeah,
That checks out. Rumble and Verizon had DDoS and yesterday and today, so
yeah,
that checks out. That makes the most sense.
yes. So yeah, wars and rumors of wars. Everything's crazy out there right now, guys. Like we're sending ships everywhere around the world. Everything's imploding from the inside in this country. Things are not looking great.
I mean, I wouldn't say everything's imploding.
No,
know,
well, you know what I'm saying.
the same pockets that are always
Yes,
a freaking
it's the cities. It's the big cities. Um, oh, hello, sir.
good evening.
But yeah, I mean, there's factions that are. Why is this not coming up here now?
I don't know.
No, that's not working. Jeez, I can't catch a break. The chat on screen's not working, guys. Sorry.
That's okay.
Oh, hold on a second. No, that's not what it.
The featured chat is there.
Yeah. I don't know why it's not working.
That's all right.
So.
Whatever. The whole thing is a Jew op, and that
Yeah.
very well could be it.
I mean, most of it is. I mean, things are going down in our cities. This whole communist color revolution thing they're trying to pull is same thing. It all comes from the same people.
Yeah, they definitely. I've saw a couple of things suggesting that the children of some federal agents, whether they be ICE or National Guard or whatever, like people that work for the government, they have, their children are basically doxing them on the TikToks now and talking shit about their parents while they're
Ugh.
under Daddy's roof using the phone Daddy pays for. You know,
Yeah.
it's
I had not heard it gotten that bad.
the Red Guard is officially here.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Mao did in Communist China, was turn the kids against the parents and yada yada.
Yep. It's already been happening with, all of our children who are exposed to the public telling us that we can't say things like retard.
Oh yeah, the public school system.
You can't say bundle of sticks. You can't say that.
Oh, hello there, JC.
They've been doing that for, I don't know, probably about a decade now. So it was just a matter of time before they were weaponized in a way to make their parents' lives more miserable.
Yeah.
So having teenagers is a cakewalk. Like the Hitler Youth. No, Hitler Youth would have been preferred, honestly.
Yes, same but different, I guess. I don't know. Where are we going with this?
The wars and rumors are.
Oh yeah. So that's kind of the title topic. We got a few other things to talk about tonight. I don't know why I'm just kind of going blank on stuff all of a sudden here.
Well, that's because the debacle started.
Yeah,
off.
it's gonna because everything started off so crazy. It's gonna
Little
take me a minute to settle back
derailment,
in here,
yeah.
and I'm still so busy looking at everything here to make sure it's working, and it's not all working. I'm gonna try closing this out and reopening one. Maybe that'll fix that.
Okay, it's worth a shot, anyways.
Yeah, you go ahead and entertain the people.
Oh, entertain the people. Yeah. So uh, I'm behind an episode on Millennial Media Offensive, so I do not have the most up to date geopolitical news and happenings, um, which is a plug for a podcast if you need one for current events. It's invaluable resource, but I am, like I said, an episode behind, so I don't know what we predicted for this week's happenings.
Right.
But there was also what is that thing? Polymarket,
Yes.
where they do the bets
Yeah.
for basically anything.
Mm-hmm.
There was one account that only bet on specific military things, and was not wrong. Turns out it was like a leak,
Yeah.
like a leak from the inside, and so they're in trouble. Figured out who that person was.
Yeah. Well, there was also the person that leaked the Venezuela raid.
Yeah.
And that person's in jail too.
Yeah.
So, but yes, wars and rumors of wars. I mean, it shouldn't be like a surprise to anybody that the whole world is preparing for war right now. It's obvious that America is preparing for war. The Venezuela thing,
Mm-hmm.
that has nothing to do with freedom. In fact, Trump's at least he's honest enough to say it has nothing to do with freedom. We need oil. If we're going to go to war, we need oil. And also, if we're going to go to war, we can't have our adversaries, Russia, China, getting that oil.
Right.
Though I don't know in a current geopolitical state, it also would not shock me at all if through all of this it winds up being like the U.S. and Russia versus Europe.
Yeah,
we seem to be cutting ties with Europe fast.
I mean,
and I agree with it. I wholeheartedly think we need to cut ties and alliances with Europe because they are no longer aligned with our values. They're no longer, they're Muslim nations at this point. They've fallen. There's no Christian.
They just want to import their nonsense to us.
Yes,
and we're not about that.
Although America
and they haven't let us do what we want to do. They kvetch and whine and have kept us from doing stuff.
Yeah,
they just say, "Give us your money."
Although I'll say America has not been a Christian nation for a long time. It is still much more a Christian nation than anything in Europe anymore.
Yeah.
We still have a percentage, like they've completely abandoned their faith, and that's kind of why where they're at right now.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
yeah, because if you don't hold on to it, the new people, that nobody's going to convince them to adopt it, and then also the new people will outnumber you.
You got the new people by abandoning the faith in the first place.
Well, yeah, in the bigger scheme of things.
Yeah. But anyway, so you've got, it just seems like everybody's preparing for war. Russia, China, the European Union, us. It just seems like something's coming. Um,
Yeah, it wouldn't
yeah,
wouldn't
no, I'm not saying that that, it's not our oil. Like I understand all of that. I'm just saying
Oh yeah.
it's like the timing. It just seems like is Europe's talking about putting the EU's talking about putting boots on the ground in Ukraine. If that happens, Russia's not going to stand for that, and then they're going to provoke an attack so that we can trigger Article 5 and get the US involved.
Mhm.
And I don't see that happening. I don't think under Trump that would happen. I think he'd tell them to fuck off. Like, you
Probably.
guys, and as rightfully should, they instigate this. You know what I mean? You guys can't just go out and instigate a war and then just go, oh, hey, US, settle this for us now.
Yeah, that's not how that works.
After we already said we want no part of it.
Yeah, that's not how that works.
So,
Yeah, World War III for the 6 millionth time. Yeah,
yeah.
essentially.
I don't know that it's World War III. Just because I say everybody's preparing for war doesn't really mean.
Yeah.
I mean, the Cold War was decades of preparing for war. So I'm not saying that anything's imminent, but I think things are moving, powers are shifting, and I think we may see at the end of this, even if there's not a war, because war and rumors of war.
Mhm.
If there's not a war, I think you will see a change in the power structure in the globe.
Yeah.
I definitely see that coming. Now, whether it's a war or not, I see a change in the power structure coming.
Yeah, I kind of enjoy the idea of a Russia America alliance.
I would love it. I'd be honest with you. I think it would be great.
I would much rather see Russia consecrated to the Sacred Heart. You've had 100 years to do that, and you're running out of fucking time. Do it.
Yeah, for the most part, Russia is still a Christian nation, and Europe is not. And that's honestly why I say I would really like to see a U.S. Russia coalition, because it could be good.
Well, and then when you figure in the archetypes of men that you're dealing with, both Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump kind of have been like the butt of the joke in
Yes.
the chosen, like political spheres that they've found themselves in the entire time.
Yeah.
The entire time. They have been derided and mocked, and it's, they've been, I'm not going to say underestimated, but like they have not
Oh, they've been underestimated.
Well, they have not received the respect that's due to them, even if you don't like them.
Yeah.
And so like when you see these men and they're nearing twilight years and they've managed to do all the things that they've done, it comes a point where you have to kind of like look at each other and be like, you ready to show these bitches? You ready to wreck shit? You ready for them to take us serious? And not that I think Vladimir's petty like that or anything, but Donald is. And if it could be pitched properly and all the benefits align properly, I don't see why that wouldn't be a possibility. So
Yeah. I would like to see it myself. But anyway, I just something I miss. Something's coming. I can sense it. Like I said, whether that's a global war, which I don't think. I don't see that happening.
There's no unified enemy for all of us to gather around.
You know what I mean? The only way for there to be that
ideology that we're fighting.
The only way for that global war thing to go would be as if China decided they wanted to attack us, or if Russia decided they wanted to attack us. And I don't see either one of them wanting to do that. So like this big global superpower conflict, I just don't think is coming, because I don't think the U.S. or Russia want war with each other.
Right.
I don't think the U.S. and China want war with each other. I think Europe is instigating some nonsense.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to fuck around and find out.
Yeah.
And we'll see what comes of the global power structure after that.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time their shit got leveled and they had to start over.
Yeah. The only thing that kind of scares me a little bit about all of it is that at the end, when all the chips land and stuff, what you wind up with is places like England and other parts of Europe that become majority Muslim countries, which they're getting close to as it is. And those are nuclear powers. So, you would by default get a nuclear Muslim nation, nuclear powered Muslim nation.
Well, and I mean,
or a nuclear.
All you have to do is look at their parliament and look at, you know what I mean? Like the new jihad is running for office and getting elected.
Yeah, well, I want to touch on another nice thing here, because this was the next place I was going with it. I'm sorry I can't bring this up on the screen, but I will read it. I see a bunch of U.S. governors getting rounded up and put in front of military tribunals before the end of summer. And I do,
Not spring, yeah.
I think you're right to a point. I don't know if it's going to be as quick, and I don't know that they'll be all rounded up in military tribunals that way. I think they might. It looks like they're going to go the RICO case, the RICO way, honestly. But
Should have done it back in 2020.
but if they can prove the corruption, I think the military tribunals is going to be the only shot because of how corrupt the judges are in this country at this point.
Yeah.
It's just so the judges are so corrupt. It's going to be hard to get anything prosecuted. So I think military tribunals would be
the only.
Well, if they're tried for sedition and treason and a bunch of other things, then yes, you can put them in front of a military tribunal. Depends on what you charge them with.
Right. Yeah. That's true.
So, but yes, with I think we're slowly building a case or getting everything in a row, and everybody's complaining, how come no arrests have been made? How come no arrests have been made? Well, one, all the corrupt judges, you got to make sure you got things right in the right place. Try it in the right area so you could possibly get a good judge. You know what I mean? Like there's so much that has to line up for these things to go successful that they've really got to take their time with it.
And we can see that how that's played out with all the, BS surrounding the voter fraud.
Yeah.
Anytime that's brought up, it's sent in front of one of these paid for judges, ideologically compromised judges, and it's just dismissed. Like, well, whatever. Nobody cares. That's not that. No.
Right. Then
we
don't
need to deal with this.
I just forgot what I was going to talk about. Yeah, and
Jenny, it depends on what they're tried with, on
yeah.
whether or not the military can try a governor.
Yeah, and then the other thing is I just lost it again. Oh, if this corruption and fraud and everything is as big as I think it is, and enough people from both parties are going to be brought down, I also see that as how Trump stays in office for another 4, 8, 10 years, whatever. Like if everything is
falling apart.
If everything's falling apart and most of your Congress and Senate are now tried and in prison, you know what I mean? Like we gotta slow down. We gotta rebuild some things. Like we can't just.
We need a little bit of a transitory phase.
Right. It's an easy way to get some constitutional amendments put through when most of Congress is in jail now. So I can see a way Trump could stay in power for a while with all this going down. And I don't think it's a bad idea. I think our country needs a bunch of years under a stable single person to get things right. Because that's the problem with our country as it sits. You got 4 years of this guy doing this thing, and then 4 to 8 years of this guy that completely reverses all that and starts doing something else. And then 4 more years later, some other guy comes in and tries to go complete other direction. And everything gets swept under the rug with all this fraud and stuff because you know what I mean?
And then you're compounded for 30 years.
Yeah, and all these people are put in these bureaucratic positions that nobody knows who they are or why they're there. You know what I mean? No president's only been there 4 to 8 years is going to be able to get to know the ins and outs of this guy's been here for 30 years doing this. Nobody elected it, but he's swindling,
the actual deep state.
Yeah. So, I don't know, man. I know people bitch about all this kind of stuff like democracy and stuff, but I've been very clear from the beginning that I'm a Catholic monarchist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
And what's his name that we were watching some Catholic veteran guy's video, and he's like, everybody's a Catholic monarchist and wants a king until it's time to do king shit. And I kind of agree with that. Like if things get run properly and efficiently and the fraud gets stopped and the taxes go down and we're not at war with everybody, man, fine. Let Trump be king then.
Whatever.
We got to start with somebody. If I want a monarchy, we got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And with the people in his cabinet, the way things are going, I feel like we could get them under the authority of the Catholic Church, meaning laws have to be in moral alignment with the church teachings.
There's a bunch of people in the cabinet that are Catholic.
That's what I'm saying. Because that's like, essentially the Catholic monarchy, that the king's bound by the Catholic Church. Like he can't make rules that are or laws or enforce things or say things or do things that are against Catholic morals.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with it, man. Like, hey, this might be how I get my Catholic monarchy eventually. Yeah. I don't know.
I'm
just saying. Honestly, at this point, it doesn't have to be just a Christian-leaning monarchy. We'll start there. We'll start there, and we'll work our way. I don't care.
I can't take it. We'll take what we can get. Obviously. But like the Christian-leaning needs to not be dispensationalist Zionist.
Yeah, no, I hear
Christian, which is all that we have in this country.
Yeah, but again, like I said, it's not like it'd be perfect. It's not the monarchy I want, but at the end of the day, if the people are being taken care of and things are going right,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the countries where it should be.
And the Ponzi scheme gets exposed for what it is.
Yeah, and all the fraud goes away, and all the useless wars in the Middle East go away. Like, fine, stay, go for it.
Yeah. All the BS extra taxing to make up for their fraud and overspending.
Yeah, I think the Epstein stuff will come out through a lot of this. I think a lot of these pedos will wind up getting jailed just in the scandal. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people in a lot of these fraud cases are the same people on some of these lists. You know what I'm saying?
Probably.
I'd be willing to bet all these senators and congressmen and they're probably all on the list, and they're probably all the same ones participating in the fraud and the other stuff. So,
well, yeah, if you're in on one thing, you're probably going to be in on
yeah,
other sketchy shit.
well, it's all one big club. You know, all the Republicans and Democrats are doing the fraud together because they're all also blackmailed by the same people because they've also all been to the same island.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
It's all the same people.
Yeah.
So the same people that get jailed for the fraud are going to be the same pedophiles that get jailed. You know, maybe not all of them. You might not get all of them, but you'll get a chunk of them.
Yeah. Well, and then there's also been a handful of Hollywood arrests happening this last week.
Yeah.
Over Epstein-esque issues. Whether or not it's affiliated with Epstein has not been made clear or not, but like the behavior is there. So like that's kind of a cool.
Yeah, I think Epstein was just the tip of the iceberg. I think there's hundreds of Epsteins in the Hollywood and the A list. You know what I mean? That the rich and famous people.
Mm-hmm. Well, because
I think there's lots of them.
Well, yeah, it gets to the point where like, oh, another 20-something-year-old hot chick. Wow, like you get to a point where you're famous and rich enough that like nothing seems fun anymore.
Yeah, it's also like there's different, like certain people don't want to go hang out with middle to late aged at the time, Jew Jeffrey Epstein. Some people want to hang out with Diddy instead. You know what I mean?
Right,
Some
yeah.
people want to hang out with like you need a bunch of different honeypots because not everybody wants to be with.
That is true. Yeah, no, not everybody wants to hang out with the New York finance guy.
Right. Yeah. Some people want to hang out with the rapper. Some people want to hang out with the rock musician. Some people want to hang out with the actor or the athlete. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So, yeah.
There should be a Christian influence, but the religious institution should not also be should not also be governing political institutions. Bad things happen to the faith and doctrine.
Yeah, I don't care.
There's risks involved.
You shouldn't be. I just
well from what he's saying, I think of like the Henry situation, where it was all one, which meant properties can be seized, which meant that I make the rules. If I don't like it, you don't get to do it. I don't care what the book says.
Well, no, that's the point. Henry was the king and the leader of the church. You can't be both.
Right.
You need to have a strong head of the church that can be like, no, that law is against Catholic morals.
Right. Yeah. In an advisory situation, and someone willing to take the advisement.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but I just disagree.
Well, yeah, because ultimately it wouldn't be like if it was the Catholic monarchy, it would not be the same. Like I'm president and also run the church.
Right.
Like the president would still have to.
Right, and that's where I think you run into a lot of the problems when the head of the church is also the king, and then he can just change church teachings because he wants to.
Right. Right.
Whereas, like I said, I think you need the magisterium. The king is the king is essentially beholden to the magisterium. He can't. The magisterium decides. No, you can't do that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, you could choose to do it. You can't do that. So.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, I'm just.
There's boats on their way to Iran, and Iran has shut down their airspace, and the pizza index is sky high right now. So.
Yeah. Well, let's be honest. Nobody can actually shut down their airspace when it comes to the U.S.
Well, no. I mean, you can tell other people not to fly.
Right? Yeah. You can try to tell us not to fly there, but we're going to fly there, and you're probably never going to know we were there. And if you find out we were there and you try to do something about it,
well, and if you engage, then you've engaged, and now we can engage. So, yeah.
Actually, not quite true, Ginny, because like I was saying, merry old England was Anglican, where the king was the head of the church, so he could just go crazy and make up whatever rules he wanted. You got to go back much further than that before the Reformation when you get to the kingdoms of the kings that
Like
still
like
answer to the church in certain ways.
Pillars of the Earth, when we watched that one, and the bishops had like corrected the king and said, nay, nay, this we don't do. I mean, he was a bad bishop, but like the bishops came in, like that king didn't get to make all the decisions. He still had to run it by, and then also the person had the responsibility to correct the
Yeah.
wrong choices.
Also, I like to point out, Americans were a lot freer when we were under the crown. Just saying. Taxes were very little. The king didn't, you know what I mean? You were free to just go out into the wilderness and find some land. You know what I mean?
We threw tea in the harbor for 2.6%.
Yeah.
We wrecked shit for 2.6%.
Yeah. And also, again, not to be down on I love America. This greatest country gave me lots of opportunity.
Yeah.
But
we could be better.
We could be like, I just think this democracy has run its course, man. It's like it never works because once people find out they can vote themselves free shit, that's what they do.
Yep.
It's too easily manipulated. Not that the king is perfect, but it's, I think, a better system. But and let's like just remember
Democracy
that
is the first step to
the
socialism.
founding fathers that led the revolution, that only like 3% of the people took part in, and most people just really didn't want anything to do with. They were all the like the well-to-do. They were the elites of the time. You know what I mean? They were making decisions for your average person. Your average person didn't really want it,
Yeah, they didn't care.
Like if you really look into American history, most Americans did not want revolution. They were pretty happy with the way things were. Things were not bad.
Yeah.
It's not like it was this terrible tyranny under the king at those times. It really wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't the active persecution and extra crappy that it was on the other side of the pond.
Yeah, and then again, you got to remember the type of monarchy that we're talking about, and especially was practiced at even that time in England, is it's not an absolute monarchy. The king isn't like, do as I say or I'll cut off your heads all the time. I mean, to a point, but the king is beholden to the House of Lords and the House of Commons.
Yeah.
And the House of Lords is all the elites, the rich, wealthy people, and they can do away with your kingship if you get too out of hand.
Yeah.
There's always a competing claim to the throne. There's always a competing claim to the throne.
A nephew or a bastard.
And you know what, man? A lot of times those people found their way to the throne because the king was like, you know what? No, I'm the king. And the House of Lords and House of Commons were like, nah, bud, you're not anymore.
Well, and I mean, to some extent, that's kind of how it operates here. Is like,
yeah, well, it is. It's our government is set up very much like that, except you have a president instead of the king, and you have the Senate and the House.
Yeah,
and but yeah, you had the House of Lords that was the representatives of all the wealthy families, and you had the House of Commons, which is the representative of the peasants and the poor and the common people, and they had a say too, even in the kingdom, even in the monarchy. You had to keep everybody happy, or your head was going to roll. And as the king, there's no deep state. Everybody knows whose head to take when you get out of control.
Yep.
There's no like, oh, who's actually in charge? Like, no, you're in charge.
You could pawn it off on your advisor once.
Yeah.
Because you only had one. Like it's not like you've got 500 of them.
Yeah, Jenny. Yeah, exactly. Now we're not even allowed to collect rainwater, whereas I don't know. I think people have a very because of propaganda and false history teaching in school and stuff. People have a very, very wrong understanding of what actual even feudalism and everything middle under kings and monarchies back in the day was not.
Wasn't terrible.
It really wasn't. Most people lived better than we do now.
Well, and they had
per quality of life.
First of all, they had a bunch of days off.
156 holy days a year.
Yeah, there we go.
Catholic feast days. That's why Catholic feast days were created, so that the peasantry and the working class had more than enough time to worship God throughout the year. So they got 156 days a year off. They were all the different feast days. Didn't have to work. They feasted. They went to mass, celebrated, all that stuff. It was a good time.
Yep. And everybody was there. It wasn't like just this one small group was doing it. It was Christendom and whatnot. But yeah, they and that was it's like the federal holidays we have. What do we have? Like 14 of them a year. And not everybody's employer acknowledges it. They don't give you the day off. Some of them will pay you extra to show up, but like it's not a complete shutdown. It's not a complete acknowledgement of, oh, go enjoy your free day. Welcome to America.
Yeah.
Like,
Anyway, yeah. Holidays comes from holy days. Yada yada yada. I don't want to get this into a monarchy channel or show.
all right.
We're kind of off topic at this point.
Yeah. You want to take a hard right into Pancake Planet?
In the Pancake Planet?
Yeah.
What the heck is Pancake Planet?
Uh, If you transition the screen up to your tweet you have pulled up.
Oh, I don't have that pulled up. It's just what's up
Oh.
there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I wasn't going to put that up. There's no need for that.
All right. Pancake Planet would be flat Earth.
Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying. Hey, what's going on here?
Oh, I sent over the link that Nether Knight dropped in the Rumble chat.
Oh, okay.
It's an old Bubba video.
In the budget, I will.
Ooh, that's loud. All right. Oh, you got it up already. Sweet.
Yep.
I
hit the button.
Let me bring the volume down.
Yeah.
All right.
Present to you, we will try to do more to speed the deportation of illegal aliens who are arrested for crimes.
Senator Biden, yes or no, would you allow the cities to ignore the federal law?
No.
I think we got to have tough conditions. Tell people to come out of the shadows. If they've committed a crime, deport them. No questions asked.
Undocumented workers broke our immigration laws, and I believe that they must be held accountable, especially those who may be dangerous. Even as we are a nation of immigrants, we're also a nation of laws. Undocumented workers broke our immigration laws, and I believe that they must be held accountable, especially those.
No,
that's
a long
4 minutes.
That's a long video. But yes, we get it.
Deporter in chief.
Yeah. It was easy for him. Every time one got arrested somewhere, the town would hand them over to him. Now, you know.
Well, it's because it was Democrat cities.
No, I know.
And like
I just think it's funny. They're like, well, how is
this idea?
Yeah. Everybody was like, oh, well, Obama was able to deport all these people without all this mess. I'm like, well, one, you guys weren't protesting him, so it was real easy to go out and round them up. And two, it was real easy. They were breaking laws. The cops would arrest them and turn them over to ICE back then.
Right. And that was also 12 years ago. 16 years ago?
Yeah.
18 years ago. His first term.
2008?
Yes.
Yeah.
18 years ago.
So fast 14. Yeah. No, yeah, 18 years ago. Yeah, wow.
Dang.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, Trump's first term was 10 years ago.
Right. Yeah, so 18 years ago, it wasn't that big a deal. But then also, they had 18 years to put everybody in place to switch it and, set up the systems to where they can funnel money and open up daycares and open up humanitarian aid food places that
Yeah.
feed nobody, order no food, but, millions of dollars.
Yeah. All these NGOs, too, came out of nowhere and just like.
Yeah.
It's.
Back to like the monarchy long term or longer presidential term situation. I would rather us know about it. I would rather them be honest and say, hey, I'm going to be here for a while, instead of pulling this puppet string Obama shit. Pull this GHW puppet string bullshit. I don't like that. It hasn't served us. It creates more problems than it solves. Because it's not because they are doing this. Like, yeah, I'm not the president anymore, but, I'll let Biden run. But then I'm the one making all the decisions. So the loyalty isn't to the president. The loyalty is to the person who's, like, helping you mess it all up. And I don't like that. I would rather have the transparency of someone saying, hey, I'm going to stick around. I would much rather that.
Apparently, Patrick's the daycare owner now.
Nice. There you go.
Look at me. I am the daycare owner now.
It's funny because they're starting to look at these situations in like Washington State.
It's all over the country.
It is all over the country.
Everywhere.
But I've got a couple of girlfriends in Washington State who do have daycares, who do have to do all this stuff. And I went ahead and I looked them up on the website where you can look at the daycare centers and like who gets what funding and stuff. And both of those women do not take government funding. They don't take Section 8 babies. They don't get any money from the state or the government for their facility. And I'm like, I feel good about this.
No government cheese.
You know, because it's like, because that also adds into like the requirements and inspections and stuff. So it goes from like just the state coming to inspect your center to like now a federal agent can come and inspect your like the boss of CPS
Right.
type of stuff.
Yeah, I mean they're not, but they could.
Right. Yeah. It opens you up to like more. There's more requirements and also more inspections. So it's almost not worth the hassle to someone who actually wants to run a center.
Yeah,
effectively.
you probably have to pay somebody off.
Right.
You know what I mean? They'd probably be upset that you actually had children there.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
All right.
Yeah. The Ginny would make a good daycare partner. There you go.
All right.
There you go.
Okay, so next topic. I think we're done with the monarchy and
Ginny
the
and Patrick's Playhouse.
that does not sound like a place I'd like to show up to.
It's better than the Leering Center.
It could be. I kind of like leering. It's like I like to go. It's a place I can go and leer at people. It sounds like an amazing place.
Well, yeah.
Anyway, let's go to another topic. So I don't know if anybody has seen this on the Twitters, the X.
Patrick says, I'm slightly concerned about the Insurrection Act thing, though. Part of him feels good, squash this crap. The other part doesn't really like it.
Yeah, do some king shit, homie. I'm happy with it.
I'm not necessarily on the fence, but I do feel a couple types of way about it. Also, like, team squash it. Just get this done and over with. Everything's in place. You have the evidence. Use it against them. Take the shot, you know? But then also, like, once we start, we cannot stop.
The leftists aren't just going to be like, oh, okay, so National Guards or the military's here, so we'll just go home. Like, yeah,
Right,
it's gonna.
once we start, we can't stop. And
No.
it has to be every city across the board. These are the rules. This is how it's going now. If you keep it up, we're not playing. We are done. Like, Dad has come home from work. I got a call from the school. Your mother called me crying. I am sick of your shit. It is ass whooping time. So like that's where I'm at with it. Like, yeah, obviously do something, but also
Yeah,
y'all don't want them to do nothing.
I do understand. I do want it done. I need these people to be put in place.
Yeah.
But I'm a realist too, and there will be loss of life.
Yeah.
It's guaranteed. It is guaranteed.
Yeah.
There will be loss of life, and that is not something I really want to happen.
Right.
So that's my only reservation with it. I just, I'm not worried like, oh, he's gonna go in and take too much power and this and that. I've already made perfectly clear, like, I don't care as long as you do what's in the best, for the American people. Take as much power as you want. Be the fucking king for all I give a shit. It doesn't really matter.
Right, but I'm
gonna continue to go to mass and live a good Catholic life, and you know what I mean. If the streets are safer and, I have enough money to feed my family and there's groceries on the shelves, and I don't really care.
Yeah.
I don't care if the man stays in office another, till the day dies. I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah. And the pattern seems to be it stays in the major populated areas.
Yeah.
So until that pattern really changes, most of us won't notice this. It's kind of like the Great Depression, where like the cities were hit really hard, but if you were a family that lived like rural, like we'd call middle of nowhere now, it was just kind of like you didn't really notice it. It just kind of happened,
Yeah,
It wasn't something that you were like wrapped up in. You weren't overextended. You were already kind of taking care of yourself. Like, I think it'll be more reminiscent of that, where it's like, unless you live where it's happening, you're still going to have to go to work. Your kids are still going to be expected to show up to school. You know what I mean? Like, there's not going to be a big change to your day-to-day life.
Yeah.
I think.
And you got to make sure you have enough to get everybody involved. You can't like it. Yeah. You can't half-ass this. It's got to be, you got to make sure you got it all.
Yeah.
But, man, I'm doing horrible tonight.
That's okay. They have enough to get most, but not enough to make it stick to everyone. Yeah, that's true.
Well, yeah, this is this is really easy for people like me and Emily and even another night to be like, yeah, just do it, get it over with, because this doesn't affect us.
No.
I live in the middle of nowhere. I live in cornfields. Another night lives up in the backwoods of
UP.
Michigan. Yeah, Upper Peninsula. Like most of us don't live in the shit. That's why I said, like, I do want this to happen, but I also, there's a part of me with empathy for the innocent and just the average everyday person. It's really it's gonna really upend their life.
Yeah.
Insurrection Act is declared. People in Minnesota, are just, their life is going to be different because there's going to be fighting in the street. There's going to be people dying.
Yeah.
These crazy leftists, they're so far detached from reality that the one person couldn't believe that the cop had live ammo when he shot that woman who tried to run him over.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you guys have live, because these people think it's a game.
Right.
They've been trained to think this is a game.
Yeah, they'll use non-violent tactics like beanbag guns and pellets,
Or just
and
like they're just trained to.
gas.
You have the power. People have your back. They wouldn't dare do anything to you. Don't worry. Just go out there. And, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Go out there and be cannon fodder. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. And these people want them to get shot because they're like, yeah, we're trying this. We're trying to, fire off a color revolution here. We need fire start. We need starter.
Yeah.
We need something to ignite this bundle of dry tinder that we've had sitting here for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. And that's what they've done for the last. When was it Macklemore was doing shit in Seattle? 17?
Yeah,
16,
I mean, they've been
17?
building to this since the 1920s, 30s. Let's be honest.
Well, yeah.
It's finally got to the point where
I just mean like the constant barrage of
Yeah.
getting like activating people every springtime. There's always an enemy. They're like if you're a gay, you better hide.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like it's been a constant barrage of propaganda against these mentally ill people for 10 years now.
yeah, Ginny. If shit pops off in your area and you need to get out of town fast, just head to Illinois.
You are welcome to stay with us.
Yeah, head to the cornfields of Illinois.
Yeah.
I
have baby,
Yeah. Have a baby and guns.
Right, yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna get ugly. I just have a feeling.
Yeah.
And I think, and I could be wrong. This could be the perfect timing, and this is just the best they could do, and they knew they had to pull the trigger. But it seems to me like they pushed too much too fast, and it kind of backfired, and now they're forced to pull the trigger on this before they're prepared.
Before they were completely ready.
Yeah, they don't have enough. They don't have the numbers yet, but they think they can. That they have no choice at this point.
Yeah.
They're losing the battle, and they have to lash out.
Right.
It's like, all right, we just all or nothing right now.
Right, yeah.
It's kind of, and they're pushing for it. You can see what's happening in Minnesota right now. No, they're begging for it. So.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hopefully everybody knows what they're getting themselves into. That's all I know. So on to the next thing. Completely different subject.
I don't think they do know, but they'll find out.
Yeah.
They'll
I've been
find
trying to change the subject for 20 minutes now, so let's just
out.
go.
Yeah, that's fine. All right.
I
Veering
wasn't going to do
over.
that yet, but anyway.
Oh.
Yes. Well, I was gonna set it up. I'm not just gonna go into this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I don't know if anybody's been paying attention on X, but there's this debate on interracial marriage.
Yeah, it's been floating around.
It's kind of like it's honestly it started as a Protestant thing, which is weird to me. The
Mhm.
Protestants are the ones that bringing this stuff up.
It wasn't even the first time I saw it. It was a white pastor man who went to Bible college who was commenting on the fact that he had a Mexican wife, and somehow that makes her less than him, but not less than him. And it was just a really terrible bad take. Like, it was not charitable to his wife. I don't know why you would parade your wife as some minority and that you did her a favor by being white and marrying her. That's gross. But then, that kind of like kicked off other people saying, yeah, so it started this weird conversation. But now everybody's,
Yeah.
everybody has an opinion on
And
it.
I kind of like Anthony's take here on this because I kind of feel the same way. And it says, watching the interracial marriage debate between Ruslan and Webben, who are both in interracial marriages.
Yeah.
The whole framing of the debate is terrible, arguing from scripture on a philosophical natural order issue And that's kind of where I'm at. This is not a scriptural issue. There's nothing really in the Bible about this. Back in the day, God didn't want the Israelites intermingling because it was a faith thing. They
Mhm.
worshiped different gods, and they knew that those women were going to drag you into worshiping their gods.
Right.
But it's not a biblical issue. This is really it's more philosophical. It's more natural order. Should we be it's more like a should we be
Right.
mingling? Is that what's best for genetics? Is that what's best for our people as a whole? Is that
Yeah.
I don't have super strong opinions on this. I don't understand the interracial thing. I've never really been attracted to women from other races, to be honest. And I think that's a natural thing.
Yeah.
I really do. And I think the people that are, there's something off. I don't know, something.
I wouldn't go that far, but I would just say
I think there's something that happened in their life that led to that type of,
I mean, all right. If we're being honest, if we want to like look at this as like a people type of thing, look at all the boomer men who came back from the rice paddies, and then ended up with rice paddy wives.
Yeah.
So many of them. So many.
That's
of
what I mean. I think that's more of a psychological thing.
And-
Or it could be like, hey man, look at these women still act like women used to back in the day, and they'll cook and clean and shut the fuck up. And these women here, this is the middle of the sexual revolution and feminism.
Yeah.
As the time those guys are coming home.
Right.
So these American women are poisoned in the girl bossing, and I wear the pants and I tell you what to do.
Yes. So that's where I think that's where I'm like, it might not be something like off. It's just like there is a reason why.
There's a reason why. I don't know.
I'm team ideally bluebirds, redbirds. That's just kind of
well. That's the thing.
I
I
was
like
raised.
but I don't know that it's necessarily those men with the Asian women. Sure, with that type of Asian women in that time period. But like the white guys that marry black women, they're not marrying a black woman because they're submissive.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
They're not marrying a black woman because she's gonna cook and clean and not bug you.
Right, because she's a godly woman, or because she's the submissive wife type. Like that's not how that works.
Right. That's why I'm saying, like, I'm not going to say it's to the extent of like, gay people are gay because they were sexually abused as children.
Right.
But something happened in their early formative life that made them attracted to brown women.
Yeah.
That's or yellow women.
Yeah.
There's something.
Yeah.
I don't think it's as nefarious as the extent of they were molested as children, like with the gay thing. But something traumatized them about white women or something that made them attracted to, non-white. I don't know.
Hey.
But either way, it is. I agree with a lot of these people here that it's not the ideal situation.
No, and
interracial marriage is not ideal. Let's just be honest, it's not.
And even if you want to really try hard to make this a scriptural argument, it would boil down to the cultural differences, because the intermingling in the Bible didn't happen because the risk of loss of faith, the risk of straying from God, which boils down to that was their culture. They were a religious people who worshiped God. So like if you were from this tribe and you also worship God, totally fine. But if you're out here in heathen land and you worship the gods, then no, like that doesn't work. And if you were to fast forward to 2025, that's like cultural stuff. So like, what the heck is a kid from Nebraska gonna have culturally in common with a girl from Jamaica?
Yeah.
Nothing. One of them is going to have to sacrifice their culture.
Yeah. Now, also, like, if the options are like, okay, marry a Hispanic Catholic woman or marry a white woman with zero belief in God and, lives a completely secular life, then yeah, marry the Mexican one. But also, like, or just find yourself a white Catholic.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I say, like, ideally it's bluebirds, redbirds. But, like, as long as the culture of the person is the same as yours, and when I say culture, I mean, like, your religious beliefs.
Yeah.
Because without your religious beliefs, like, it doesn't really matter what else comes after that. Anything outside of your religious beliefs can be like worked out. And if she is the submissive type of woman, she'll let go of all that nonsense and follow your lead. But if if the choice is between a white girl who is nose ringed in astrology and freaking atheist and hates her daddy, or brown girl who loves Jesus,
Yeah,
girl who loves Jesus, obviously.
yeah. As a Catholic, the number one thing should be, is she Catholic? Not, is she white? That should be number 2. Is she Catholic? Is she white?
Yeah.
Or is she, if you're not white, if you're a Indian Catholic man, then is she Catholic and is she Indian?
Is she
You know what I
right,
mean?
Yeah.
But
And-
yeah, it adds that there's a layer there of strain that gets added to the relationship, whether people want to admit it or not, whether it's in the open or not, when it comes to things like that.
Yeah.
When it comes to some interracial, especially between certain cultures.
Right.
You know, because they are just so, like J.D.
Vastly
Vance, a white
different.
man with an Indian woman, a Catholic and a non, you know, it's just so far out. It shouldn't be. You shouldn't.
It does put an unnecessary strain on the relationship.
Yeah, 2 completely different cultures and then 2 completely different religions.
And then you
So-
bring children into that, and
Right.
then you're kind of like tug of warring with like, how are we going to raise our kids?
Yeah.
Which is not ideal, you know.
Yeah.
'cause-
So I'm not
God,
saying that
whatnot.
nobody should marry interracial. I'm not saying it's unbiblical. I'm not saying that it's things that you shouldn't. I'm just saying it's not ideal.
Yeah.
Ideally, you should be marrying in the same race and culture.
Mhm.
But you know, people can make it work. It has worked. The most important thing is, are you both Catholic or Christian or whatever you're really, you know,
Right.
are you equally yoked on that?
Are your foundational beliefs the same? Like, at the bottom of all of it, is it the same? Is it the same foundation that we can both build on?
Mm-hmm.
Because if it's not the same foundation, you know, it's never gonna come out right.
Keep clicking on these things like they're going to show up on there.
They decided to raise the children in Catholicism. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
And for, I mean, maybe that wasn't the best example, because for the most part, she is a rather submissive, accepting wife.
No, I'm saying, but like,
it is a hurdle.
and he is a Catholic convert, and they were married, I believe, before he converted.
Right,
So I'm
yeah.
not, you know, I mean, and again, it works. I'm not saying it's just not ideal. It's really not ideal. You're creating problems that don't need to be there, and cool if you can work through them. But you know, why should you have to?
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's ultimately, like, there's already enough hurdles in the current dating world. You know, it's, if that's one that you can avoid having to figure out how to manage, then, you know, you should shoot for not necessarily the easiest path, but like the path of least resistance isn't all that bad
Yeah.
when it comes to finding your, you know, spouse that you're going to spend the rest of your life with.
And yeah. So I guess we can move on to the next topic.
Okay.
We're almost at an hour, and I want to get at least this one more in.
Okay.
Because this is I don't know, this kind of thing in the Catholic world that people need to stop with.
Yeah.
And this was an excellent post from Rob from Avoiding Babylon. I know he doesn't get much credit for anything because Anthony's the tweeter and the guy that stokes all the fires and gets everybody riled up. It's part of his gig, and I enjoy that. It's funny.
Yeah.
But Rob had a really good take here. So it says, I hate to break it to everybody, but the trad movement is no longer a youth movement. It's aging. It's firmly a movement of middle-aged people, myself included, and growing further and further out of touch with young people. And I do definitely agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's definitely, like, we went to that Latin Mass parish in Florida,
Mm-hmm.
and it was packed, you know, standing room only, people outside.
Yep.
Full of 20-somethings.
Yep.
It was ridiculous.
There's people my age and younger just everywhere.
I was the old man in that room. I was like literally at 45. I was a good
You
20
and
years
the-
older than
you
most.
and the dad who had the whole pew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was so many 22 to 26-year-olds, maybe even younger than that. But it was, and that's what most people think the trad movement is.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not.
No.
You know,
we've been to so many masses.
Yeah.
So many.
So-
So many different locations.
Yeah, and there's some groupers, you know, that you know, that's probably a grouper church you went to in Florida, to be honest with you.
Probably.
There's people probably traveling from all over Florida
Based
or that
on-
section of Florida.
Based on the homily that day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, yes, and the homily at that place, the priest was very political.
Yeah.
It was a go Trump. It was right before the election,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a rah Trump speech. And like, first of all, you shouldn't be going. I don't care how traditional the parish is. If the priest is up there giving homilies on politics, and you know, pick Republican, not Democrat, then you stay away
A
from the
little
church.
bit of a red flag.
It's a very big red flag. Doesn't matter if you're a Trump supporter and you think it's great. Your priest should not be up there talking about that.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm sure there's probably a few other churches around that are like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably the ones people see and go, oh, the trad movement's young.
Right.
It's not. The trad movement, like both the Latin masses we attend in our area here, is our age. Yep. They range between her and me. Yep. It's that 10-year. It's exactly like Rob said here. It's people like 35 to 50.
Mm-hmm.
It's very much in that area.
Yep.
But Majorian had a really good comment here on this, and it's kind of long. It's not that long. I'm going to read it to you guys because he goes into a bit more depth here and definitely explains a lot better than Rob could have.
Add some nuance.
Yeah. If you guys don't know Majorian or Catholic Rob, you guys should follow them. Good accounts.
Majorian's good at shutting down the girl bosses.
Yeah, really good at that.
I appreciate that. That's why I follow him. I mean, obviously, all the other stuff is an added bonus, but I always like to see the girl bosses get shut down.
Yeah. Yes, the priest used to tell the parish to vote in the 70s. That's all Vatican II, man. Like, but they should stay out of politics. You know, I mean, like I said, our Latin Mass priest talks about the evils of the perfidious Jew and the evils of feminism
right.
and the evils of the Rainbow Coalition and all that stuff. Yeah, but that's not politics. That's Catholic morality.
Right. Yeah. There's ways to broach political sounding topics, but back them up with church teaching to try to cancel out what the world tells you these 6 days a week. Let me remind you what you're supposed to hold as truth and live your life as. But yeah, the telling them what to do, that wasn't how it was before. It was always about giving people the information, give them the truth, give them the church's teaching, and trust that they will remember that when they're presented with these situations, when they go to the ballots, when they do that stuff. Like, if we catechize them properly, we don't have to tell you what to do. You'll know what to do.
Right. Yeah. So anyway, so here's Majorian's take on this whole the trad movement is not a youth movement anymore. He says, I think this is basically right. Most of my recent anti-trad takes have come from exactly this feeling, that the online trad world increasingly feels like a middle-aged subculture arguing about abstractions, while young men, at least those interested in these issues, are actually reacting to material conditions, power, discipline, and broader civilizational decline. And a big part of this is that we're the ones actually living inside that decline. Young men feel it materially. We inherit the worst dating market in history. We're funneled into a credential mill where college yields debt while jobs are offshored or filled with H-1B labor. We will have to confront a housing market structured to functionally exclude us from ownership, all whilst we're saddled with fiscal order that demands we service debts we never consented to and institutions that will never work for us. And while this is happening, it seems as though a lot of online trad space has drifted into unadulterated trad LARP, quote mining Aquinas, and moral posturing detached from any serious engagement with power. Technology, geopolitics, etc. It's a subculture that consistently talks about a prescriptive vision for civilization while avoiding the descriptive element, aka the conditions that actually determine whether one rises or falls, or how to actually accomplish the supposed return to tradition. Moreover, there's no real future-oriented vision coming from that world. It's almost entirely retrospective. They'll point to the Middle Ages, point to Christendom or some other lost order, all while there's no serious account for how broken, debt-soaked, demographically collapsing, spiritually hollow civilization actually moves from here to there.
Yeah.
There is no strategy for obtaining power, no roadmap for reversing institutional capture, or plan for rebuilding conditions that could sustain families, communities, or faith. There's essentially just Gregorian chant, intros, and endless pointless bickering. Young guys will come in earnest looking for formation, direction, and what they run into is pretty petty tribalism, cliches, and endless interesting policing. Instead of being challenged, they're instead being managed. You get nice guy LARPers, performative play routines, and endless purity spirals, where the highest status move is finding ever smaller things to denounce. For generation already prone to noticing institutional hypocrisy, that environment just feels like another decay subculture protecting itself. And it is hard to argue with this, guys. It's a lot of Chad LARPing. I don't remember. I think it was Archbishop Lefebvre that said, it's sad to see that most traditional Catholics are more interested in tradition than Catholicism.
Mhm.
And I do see it a lot, guys. You go to these Latin masses, and obviously I wear a suit because that's what you do.
Yeah.
But I wear suits, like modern suits, modern materials, nice suits. You see everybody in there in tweed and wool, and everybody looks like they're dressed for the 1950s. They got the fancy scrolled mustaches and the, you know what I mean, the hats, and it's
One kid showed up with a top hat on Christmas Eve,
yeah. It's just,
looking like he's straight out of A Christmas Carol.
and it is very much trad LARPing. It's these people seem to be much more interested in
The aesthetic of
the
it,
aesthetic of tradition than actual Catholicism.
right?
And
But
then
those same people. I mean, they're sitting there with their missile, going along with it, but like, yeah, that's the bare minimum, you know.
yeah. It's just it does. I do understand. I do get the feeling, and again, it's you got all these trad podcasters and stuff, and all they want to talk about is the evils of Vatican II, and the problems with the church.
This
and,
one obscure encyclical,
This
one obscure council,
this obscure encyclical from Pius V, and this obscure encyclical from Pius X, and this encyclical from Leo XIII, and this from Benedict XV.
and that doesn't give these young men any tools.
No, that doesn't
or a
address the
roadmap.
issue that there's no women for them to date. That doesn't address the issue that they can't find jobs. It doesn't address, like, you're not offering these guys solutions. You're just bitching about Vatican II.
Right, you're wasting their time.
Yeah.
Wasting your time.
And I'll be honest, I'm a little guilty of it myself some days.
Yeah.
Bitching about this stuff, and I don't offer any solid solutions because I don't know how you solve any of these problems, man.
No.
Like, I can tell you, just go to a traditional mass and find a nice woman, but I'll tell you, like, there's maybe 2 single women I can think of at a lot of these masses.
Yeah.
And women that look like they're clearly there trying to find a husband too. But there's not a lot of single guys or girls at a lot of these places. It's a lot of middle-aged people and families.
Mm-hmm.
People our age with kids that range from 20 to 5.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's
Yeah. My feedback on these 2 posts at different points was just, we need the mentorship and the brotherhood. Like, that's the move. That's the solution to this, is that the older men who do have families, who are living sacramental Catholic lives, pick a couple young dudes, take them under your wing, mentor them in their career field. Like, it ideally, you'd find somebody, if you're turning wrench, you'd find an older dude who's turned wrench, and like, that's my mentor. But the format of mentoring is the same. I encourage you to work on your strengths, go for it, take the risk. If you do take the risk, this is what might happen. This is what happened when I took risk. You have that, like, that's the move to get them from where they're at to where they want to be.
Kind of.
And then in turn, the rest of it moves forward.
kind of, but it's still like I can take a young Catholic man under my wing and teach him how to be a strong Catholic man and to be a good leader, and what it means to be a good father and how to lead a family. But if he can't find a woman that's willing to submit to him, then it doesn't matter.
You can't make the girl appear.
If he still can't go out and take those and apply them, if he can't find a job because they're given all
offshoring,
because he's got all these degrees, but they're hiring H-1B visa people instead of him, and he can't find a woman that's willing to submit, even though he's ready to be a good, strong father and leader. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So I don't have the answer to you guys, man. Like I can't, but I also understand that we're not helping these guys by bitching about Vatican II endlessly either.
No.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't have the answer to this, man. I really don't. I do know there's a lot of trad LARPing happening though, man. There's way too much tweed and heavy wool and top hats.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm shocked I haven't seen a monocle yet. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I definitely keep an eye out for the pocket watch chain.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I look for those little subtle accessories.
yeah. Like, buddy, it's 2026, man. Wristwatch.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that suit doesn't need to be made out of tweed. They look at this. This is, modern fabric is great. It's comfortable.
Yeah.
You don't have to be itchy in that suit. It doesn't have to feel like 100 pounds. You can look nice and be comfortable.
Well, and if you want to be uncomfortable, just do the David thing and put on a burlap sack.
Yeah.
Really do something. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But the LARPing, right? That's Jenny said cosplay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
And I don't
essentially-
mean to be coming down too much on the tweed jacket, because every man, I honestly, I think every man should own a tweed jacket. So it's more the styles and the it's just too much. It's too 1950s.
Yeah.
You can have a tweed jacket without looking 1950s, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like, don't get me wrong. I love the 1950s. I wish it was still the 1950s. I feel like I should have been born and lived through the 1950s. I say that all the time.
Yeah.
But also that's not where we live, guys. And
Right.
by pretending it's the 1950s isn't helping anybody.
That doesn't do anybody any favors.
No.
Yeah, hipster Catholicism.
Essentially is
Essentially.
what it is, bud. It
Yeah.
really is. I was going to Latin mass before it was cool.
Right.
It's very much that. It really is.
Yep. The only reason I wear a suit is because Fuentes wears a suit on stream. You know, like that type of stuff.
Yeah, it's not even that. It's really, like I said, man. These guys must go like to these vintage shops and like I don't know where I don't know where they get this stuff from. They must scour the internet.
They do.
But it's just ridiculous. There's no need for it.
Yeah.
You can wear a suit. You don't have to wear a suit from the 1950s. You don't. I don't know.
You can find your Asian Catholic tailor within your diocese because every diocese has one.
Yeah.
Don't act like we don't.
Yeah. I know where mine is.
Found him. But yeah, the and if you're gonna do that, then like your whole life should be traditional, And if it was traditional, we'd see the fruits of that.
Right.
And not that I can examine everybody's hearts and whatnots, but like a lot of, especially in the online stuff, you spend an awful lot of time on the internet for somebody who should have fruit.
Yeah.
A lot of mismanaging of time and resources goes into it too. Like all the time that you spend waxing your mustache, you could probably have done the office.
Yeah. I feel like we need to give some of these Gen Z and younger millennials and even older millennials just like a break sometimes. Like it's a horrible time to be a young Christian Catholic male.
Yeah.
That just the women are. I mean, we
Terrible.
see it all day on what's happening in Minneapolis. This is a white woman problem.
Yeah.
Like these are white. This is 90% white women out here doing this. This is the dating pool for these guys.
Yeah.
And the ones that aren't, like, even a lot of the Catholic women, they're in the whole what's that in Ohio? Steubenville. They're in that whole
Yeah.
Steubenville Franciscan
The Lila Rose
charismatic Catholicism that it's basically evangelical. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
the Lila Rose world. It's so you've either got the degenerate women or you've got the weird Protestant Catholic-y type of women. It's
who are just as infected with feminism. as
extremely
other
infected with
ones.
them in feminism. Yes.
Um,
So I have no answers for the young generations. I really do feel bad for them. It is
the equal and dignity broads who don't understand that equal and dignity does not mean feminism.
yeah.
Equal and dignity, and it's nuanced. It seems out of left field, but there's a branch of Catholic women, the Lila Rose women, who Catholic teaching says that women have the same dignity as men. That just means that we have souls. We will face judgment. We are equal to them in that sense. In God's eyes, all of our wrongs are tallied, all of our rights are tallied the same exact way. That's how it works. But their feminist propaganda brains and ears hear, oh, the Catholic Church says feminism's okay. I'm
Yeah,
equal
and they
to
created
men.
that whole mutual submission nonsense. That's
Yeah, the mutual submission.
I think that came from JP2.
Yeah.
Which is again heresy. Mutual submission's not a thing.
If I I think that I think he meant well with that. I think it was just
Yeah, but
heard wrong,
it took it.
and it was implemented wrong.
Yeah, it took a left turn.
It did take a left turn because I can understand what he was saying at the time. Like, yes, if your husband submits to your nonsense, you should submit to his nonsense.
But your husband shouldn't submit to your nonsense, and you should still submit to him. That's the thing. These people think, well, if my husband's not submitting and giving in to me, then why should I submit to it? It's nonsense.
Well, and
mutual submission is just garbage nonsense.
I just meant in the sense of like whatever your husband feels is nonsense. If he goes, and says, "Sure, babe, we'll paint the freaking powder room for the 18th time because you want to," yes. Then, the 18th time that your husband asks you to do something that you're like, "This is nonsense. I don't want to do that." Then you have to remind yourself, like, he does entertain a lot of my dumb shit. Maybe I'll give him this one.
Yeah.
Like, that's how.
Q says, calm down. Women are smart, intelligent, and great decision makers. They're good drivers, too, for what I hear.
Right. The more emotional, the better.
Yeah.
No. No.
Yeah, cats don't go to heaven. Sure.
Neither do dogs, though, so that's good.
Yeah.
It's
not good, but it's, it's a thing.
Oh, no. All right. It was recently I want to say it was yesterday, one of the saints acknowledged in the feast day was like a cat lady.
Oh, jeez. We had a cat lady saint?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, like her icon had saint, or her like saint icon has cats. Let me find that. I was just looking at that.
Okay. Stay tuned for cat lady Catholic saints.
Oh, you can entertain the people. It's gonna take me a
I
minute to
don't.
list of them.
Oh,
Oh.
I really want to look for this.
Yeah.
It's like ending the showtime, and you want to pause.
Sorry. Saint Gertrude of Neviles, 7th century abbess from Belgium, known for her association with cats, particularly for driving away rats and mice, leading to her unofficial patronage of felines.
All right. It's Saint Cat Lady.
Saint Gertrude.
The Cat Lady.
Saint Gertrude.
The Cat Lady.
Yes.
Saint Gertrude, the Cat Lady.
Yeah. There you go.
I really shouldn't be doing that, but it's funny.
It's all right.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. I couldn't find it fast enough, so I Googled Catholic Saint Cat Lady.
All right. See?
And it was given, so.
Well, I think it's about time to call it a night. I got to work in the morning. It's 8:48. So
tomorrow morning, 6:30 a.m., we will be watching Landman. We're going to watch some more of that. Clips of that have been floating around the intranets. I saw Pasobik was talking about how it's going to be subversive, which, duh. It's on national television. It's written by Taylor Sheridan. Duh.
Yeah, duh.
But yeah.
Anyway.
Doing that 6:30 in the morning.
All right. So Emily will be back 6:30 in the morning over on the Morning Crew channel.
Yes.
And then we'll be back next Thursday.
Yep.
Unless we decide to make it a Sunday show. We won't know until Sunday.
Maybe.
Yeah. Keep an eye out on Sunday. Other than that, we'll see you guys on Thursday. God bless you all. Thanks for hanging out. And we will see you guys later.
God bless you.